Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. Uber is launching teen accounts in 14 cities, including Cincinnati and Columbus. The ride-sharing company says they will have additional safety features for younger riders.
It would help if I turned my microphone
That
on,
would
right?
help.
Strong start to a Tuesday. Kings Island teasing the new Soul Spin ride at the park, saying it won't be long before the Adventure Port is open at the park. So this should be fun. Adventure Port looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of new rides, some new restaurants and stuff. So
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to
shape.
checking it out. And nachos are now at Skyline. The chips are topped with queso blanco, chili, and shredded cheese. They're only available for a limited time. I'm definitely going to have to try these out.
I've actually made my own nachos at home with the Skyline chili itself.
You love it?
It is so good. It's not quite like this though. I didn't add the queso.
So good.
So
the queso is going to be special.
Oh yeah. And you're taking a live look at the Gem City this morning. Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor John Husted are visiting the Correctional Institute right now.
They'll be there at 10. The two are focusing on their plan to support inmates re-entering the community. Now, it's part of the executive version of the Ohio operating budget. More money would go to the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. Funding would help teach inmates skills to enter the workforce after their sentences. That includes a new initiative to help former inmates build infrastructure to expand broadband and 5G across Ohio.
Good morning. We are looking at a warmer start to your day thus far, not by a substantial amount, meaning 15, 20 degrees, but enough that 6 degrees. It is pretty warm outside compared to yesterday. And yesterday, we got to 80, so there's at least a decent chance we pull that trick yet again. It depends on where you are, but low to mid 50s for the north. Dayton itself, the anomaly at 59, so I would not doubt in the least bit that Dayton gets, let's say, mid 50s, and some of us actually get all the way down into the low 50s. And I'm looking at Springboro, Urbana especially, where we could maybe even sneak 1 or 2 upper 40s. If you're putting kids on the bus this morning, yes, it's a little bit on the cooler side, but we will see that sunshine come out, and thus it'll be a quick warm-up. So over the course of about 2 hours, we'll rise about 10 degrees or so. We'll continue to rise another half dozen degrees by 11 a.m. And note that sunny skies. I think that's going to be prevalent for today. Maybe you're getting on a bus. Maybe you're sitting at home. You know what? Well, you're there. You might as well go on to Your Day Dayton. We're on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook. And if you're one of those that, hey, you've just got a couple of minutes to spend, obviously, I just posted the weather forecast to Your Day Dayton, so you could go check it out there on our Facebook page. This is going to be a gorgeous day overall, but we are also going to see some cooler temperatures, and you can read about it there and maybe check out the latest memes from Max, or perhaps maybe just see what we're up to behind the scenes, because we love posting things from behind the scenes. Meanwhile, this morning, as you gear up for your morning commute, Carolina area, just the construction, probably the primary concern. Other than that, haven't seen too many tie-ups or issues.
Right now, fire officials in West Milton are working to learn what caused a barn fire last night. Crews responded just after 10. It destroyed a barn and RV along South Range Line Road. Officials say a truck was also inside the barn. No one was injured.
US 36 is now back open after a deadly crash shut down part of the road for several hours. It happened around 2 yesterday afternoon in Miami County. Now, police say a car crossed the median and hit a semi head on. The driver of the car died. Responders treated the truck driver at the scene and released him.
The Ohio State Highway Patrol posting this video on Facebook. Take a look. This is video of a chase where they helped Dayton police track down a suspect. So here's a closer look. The OSHP Aviation Unit gave a bird's eye view of the chase. Halfway through here, watch as the suspect gets out of the car and tries to run from police officers and arrested him. There's no word on charges yet.
The NAACP now issuing a travel advisory to the state of Florida. It's in response to DeSantis administration's policies.
The organization says the Florida governor is trying to erase Black history. Gwyneth Falloon spoke with our local and state chapter leaders about the decision.
The NAACP has been outspoken on several states' policies, and today our local Dayton chapter is encouraging Daytonians and Ohioans to abide by the travel advisory. The organization has cited a new concealed weapon law that allows gun owners to carry a firearm outside their home without training, as well as condemned a ban on AP African American Studies courses in public schools. Dayton President Darke Forward tells me he is following the board of directors' decision, saying money speaks.
Nothing hurts communities worse. It could be a good thing or a bad thing than hitting them in the wallet.
Now, when asked about the travel advisory, Governor Ron DeSantis called it a stunt. Reporting, I'm Gwyneth Falloon.
The Dayton NAACP is also hosting a town hall last night about the impact of black fraternities and sororities. They say the organizations help mentor youth and promote physical and mental health across the Dayton area. The Dayton unit says the organizations are important community resources.
Today, NAMI, Montgomery County, is celebrating their 35th anniversary with a special luncheon at the Sinclair Conference Center. It starts at 11:30. The National Alliance on Mental Illness works to end the stigma around mental health. Organizers say May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, is a great opportunity to bring people together to recognize their special anniversary.
Our time right now, 5:06. Don't forget to get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of the screen all morning long, even during commercials.
The secret to eternal youth might be in some simple heart habits. I'm Liz Bonus, the Essential 8 just ahead.
You're watching Your Day. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office reminding you tonight is their second annual Dine In with a Deputy event. The goal is to strengthen the bond between law enforcement and the community. And you can grab a slice of pizza tonight at the Whole Foods on Miamisburg Centerville Road at 5. And while you're there, you can meet deputies, ask questions, and talk about community issues that are important to you.
We are waking up to what is right now Typhoon Mawar. This is over Guam. You can see Guam in the white there. And it's interesting because I happened to actually check while I was Googling around about some of the history of Guam. Turns out they've been hit by several of these super typhoons, including one that destroyed something along 90% of the island back in the 50s, and that was after one in the 40s. So it has a history of being hit by these storms, but it has certainly been a while. Meanwhile, for us this morning, no typhoons, no hurricanes, frankly. Not even a lot of rain this morning. We are going to be waking up to another clear skies and relatively smooth sailing day. We are going to get some clouds passing, kind of similar to yesterday, where it should just generally be sunny up until the afternoon. I know this model wants to show some green. If we were to see a sprinkle across one or two areas, that would be probably on the top end of any type of precipitation. As we get into tonight, temperatures will drop down into this one, maybe a touch cool, but around 60 I think is fair. Then as we get into tonight, notice how the flow switches around to the north. That necessarily isn't going to lead to a cooler Wednesday, will lead to a much cooler Thursday overall, but not necessarily bitter cold. So I want to point this out, that us being about 7-8 degrees below average, whatever it may be, is not a ridiculous cool down. Friday and Saturday actually will get us right back to average. So you put it all together, this is an above average pattern for us over the next few days. Worth pointing out though, as we get into Sunday and Monday, and I know everybody looking forward to the Memorial Day holiday, there may be a couple of showers in the area. We'll see how the system develops, but at the present point, it's not enough to warrant the icon, but it is worth mentioning that there is at least some chance, but it's trending more towards a non-zero chance than a significant one. As for traffic this morning, I haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns, and with the dry weather over the last few days, there's not a whole lot of wet roads either, just the usual construction spots as you kick off the morning commute.
Researchers have discovered 8 steps that hold the secret to eternal youth.
Medical reporter Liz Bonas shares why they appear to add years to your life.
Hey there, everybody. Researchers in the journal Circulation found people have higher scores for heart health, live longer than those who don't score well in several areas. They are now such different makers that the American Heart Association calls them the Essential 8. Tanya Moore starts with one of them every day.
I exercise mostly for the energy.
Smart decision, because being physically active tops the list of the 8 essentials.
Not everybody's going to become an athlete, but everybody can improve their health somewhat by moving.
Not smoking or using other tobacco products is a second life extender. Eating a healthy diet is a third one. More brightly colored plant foods, many of which taste really good this time of year. Great place to start.
Lots and lots of greens, bib, lettuce, different types are coming in. Strawberries, we've been getting strawberries from a farmer that grows it in a tunnel. So it's protected, kept warm, so they come in sooner, so they extend their season.
Lots of snoozing is a fourth life extender. Healthy weight is a fifth. Mark Absaloff says daily workouts he started after a heart event helped him maintain weight a lot.
I dropped 50 pounds.
Finally, controlling blood pressure, maintaining healthy blood sugar levels, and keeping cholesterol levels in check round out the Essential 8. When researchers followed those who were ages 20 to 79 who had high scores for all 8 of these habits compared to those who had lower scores, the high scores had a life expectancy of 8.9 years, almost 9 years longer than those with the low scores. By the way, in case you're wondering, those that had the biggest impact in this fountain of youth: tobacco use, exercise, blood sugar levels, and sleep. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonas. Now back to you.
5:15 is our time right now. A penny saved is a penny earned. In minutes, we celebrate the copper coin and why it might be your lucky day.
You're watching Your Day.
Time to do some pet of the day here on Your Day, and Rip is joining us. Rip was sent in by Gina, and I love this photo because this sums up my dog in a nutshell. You can find her pretty much any temperature over 60 somewhere in the water. My dog loves it. Rip also seems to enjoy his kitty or doggy pool. And today, with temperatures in the low to mid 80s, there are probably going to be some dogs that are going to be enjoying swimming. I know I was looking through some of our pet of the day. There was one in particular that was on a boat and loves to go boating, loves to chase squirrels too. So this is great outdoor weather for whether it's boating, whether it's playing in a kiddie pool, whether it's chasing squirrels. Just absolutely fantastic. Or maybe you have more of a dog like my neighbor's that wants to sit in a chair. I mean, you can't get much better than this because we're not going to be dealing with any type of rain. We're not dealing with snow, obviously. And more importantly, the humidity is still at this point pretty low overall. As for roads this morning, things have been moving smoothly thus far. Haven't seen any tie-ups or issues. Only thing of note, we do have that road construction on 75, still slowing things down from time to time.
A new survey of 2,000 women, 25 to 40, and also 55 to 80, looked at how women view themselves in society and found that 4 in 5 agree that society puts a lot of pressure on women to look or act a certain way. The top barriers that women find themselves faced with are the need to cover up or hide parts of their body and dealing with the fear of aging. Still, the survey, which was conducted by One Poll for Fit Right Fresh Start, found despite all of that, 93% of women surveyed are proud of their gender and feel more confident today than they did 10 years ago. Well, the National Institutes of Health wants to learn more about individual responses to nutrition, in particular diet and losing weight. So they are looking to enroll participants to take part in this study at 14 sites in the U.S. It's part of U.S. research that aims to use artificial intelligence data to understand how differences in biology, lifestyle, and environment can affect health and weight loss. And new research shows sleep apnea may increase your risk of cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, and stroke. Sleep apnea is a disorder characterized by interrupted breathing during sleep, and that leads to interrupted sleep, frequent awakenings, and lack of restful slumber. People with sleep apnea often experience reduced time in deep sleep, or the REM stage, which is crucial of sleep quality. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Today marks National Lucky Penny Day. People still collect the coins despite their low value. The metal and cost of minting them are more expensive than the pennies themselves. Finding a penny became associated with good luck back when it was considered a more valuable find. According to superstition, finding a penny head facing up is lucky. If it's tails, you should turn it over and leave it for the next person to find.
Do you guys have any superstitions about pennies? Like if you find one on the sidewalk?
If I find one, I'll flip it if it's on its tail or pick it up. But I'm also not a superstitious person, so I don't really know why I do it.
Could I point out that it's gotten to the point I don't even reach down for pennies sometimes. I'm just like, that is too much effort that I'm willing to get for a penny.
Nah, man, you're just loaded now. You don't need those pennies.
Yeah, right. Judging by my last paycheck, not true. But I will say, pennies, I used to have a collection back in the day, like one of those old school penny books that was handed down.
Do you have any wheat pennies?
There were a couple in there. There were like some 1920s pennies, 19-teens. I always still like the with coins. You get the old ones. Like I still love the quarters with the little drummer boy from 1976. Those are my personal favorite. If I get those,
the bicentennial
yes,
quarters.
If I get those, I will keep them. Those are my favorite, probably one of my favorite coins. I'm not a coin collector, but if I do get those, I will keep them.
Well, you're getting up there, Nick, so coin collecting's in your future.
That, or I'll be the guy at the beach with the thing, just beep, 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 like.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's no better representation of you, Nick. Our time right now is 5:23. Still to come.
A strawberry celebration coming to Troy, taking a live look at this circle this morning. Just ahead, the theme for this year's Strawberry Festival.
In today's Tech Bites, TikTok strikes back. As expected, the Chinese-owned company is suing the state of Montana over its law banning the app, claiming the measure suppresses free speech. Montana officials say the law addresses security concerns over the app. It takes effect next year. Next, reports of a bug plaguing Twitter. Some users say their deleted tweets are reappearing on their timeline. It's unclear how widespread the issue is or what's causing the deleted tweets to resurface. Twitter has not commented on the reports. And WhatsApp is launching a feature that lets users fix text messages they've already sent, but there's only a 15-minute window to do it. If you make a correction or add an emoji to a sent message, it will include the word edited next to the timestamp. Now, getting the message right the first time is satisfying, but editing feels so much more rewarding. Rewording. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Ghirardelli Intense Dark. Bold. Rich. Intensely delicious dark chocolate. Ghirardelli Intense Dark. Makes life a bite better.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it. Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. All good.
With Allegra, allergies don't hold us back. Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. And unlike Zyrtec, it won't make us drowsy. Allegra gives you the fastest, non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief so you can live.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here are 3 stories to get your day started. Niall Horan, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. From One Direction is, is that right? Is going on tour, I don't know the One Direction men, in 2024, including a stop in Cincinnati on June 25th.
I am a One Direction dude.
Is that right?
I love it, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, I don't like One Direction at all. But yes, that is correct, Niall Horan.
Okay.
Can't wait for nobody to see him. A scary moment for a man in Florida. Check this out. He went to use the bathroom but found an iguana inside the toilet. Oh my God.
I thought it was going to be, that's big too.
It looked like a poo for a second. Anyways, the animal started splashing and hissing. The man was able to remove it.
It was like deep in there too.
Oh my gosh, just pull it out.
Ew.
Gotta plunge the toilet.
No, thank you. And troopers in Michigan caught video of a man on horseback capturing an escaped cow.
Don't mind me.
They captured it on I-75 on Sunday. The cow ended up running along the highway before capture.
Yeah, I think I'm good. It's really hard to catch a cow, by the way. I've been out on a scene before where deputies have been chasing it, It's kind of funny, but it's also very tough.
Well, as long as it's safe. A live look downtown as bridges across Dayton lit up in green in honor of Lucas Rosales. Green was his favorite color.
Family friends gathered yesterday morning for his visitation and funeral. Now, the 7-year-old went missing near Eastwood Metro Park last month. Officials pulled his body from the Great Miami River 2 weeks later. The obituary says the family is deeply grateful for everyone who searched for Lucas. They're asking for privacy now as they grieve.
Right now, Dayton police are asking for your help finding this man. The U.S. Marshal Service is looking for him. Officers say 23-year-old Isaiah Cooper has a federal warrant for violating his supervised release. Cooper is 5'8" and 135 pounds. If you know where he is, call Dayton police at the number on your screen.
Greenville police announcing on Facebook they arrested this man for allegedly robbing a home. Just after noon yesterday, someone reported a break-in here near the 500 block of Central Avenue. The suspect then ran away, and Greenville police found and arrested John Taylor from Portland, Indiana after the short chase. He's now charged with burglary, and more charges are pending.
Good morning. We are waking up to right now just a few clouds passing through the greater Miami Valley. It may be a case where some of us are a little bit more cloudy. That's also perhaps why some of us may be just a touch warmer this morning. Could get these temperatures down mid 50s, low 50s, depending on where you are. But look, at by 9 a.m. we'll be in the mid to upper 60s, and then 11 a.m. mid 70s. So effectively today, just about as warm, maybe a few degrees warmer than yesterday. We're really not talking about a substantial difference, though, between yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It is going to be a gorgeous overall couple of days. It'll be slightly cooler on Thursday, but even still, I had to take Thursday over much of the last couple of months. It's going to be, frankly, really nice. All right, as also is nice, liking Your Day Dayton on Facebook, Instagram, and also our Twitter. We have tons of stuff up there. Just posted your forecast. We have some behind-the-scenes things here. Of course, the Your Day Extra podcast featuring Alex and Nathan discussing a couple of the stories that they want to talk about, which is always fun. Now, as for this morning, if you're heading out the door, it is a quiet morning commute thus far. Really haven't had any types or concerns during the morning.
The man accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students last year now pleading not guilty. Brian Koberger was in court just yesterday.
And while the high-profile murder case appears to be moving quickly, very few details are public. Laura Aguirre brings us the latest on the case.
Brian Koberger, charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary, remained silent Monday when it came time to enter his plea.
Mr. Koberger is standing silent. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on each charge.
Koberger did confirm he understood the charges against him.
Do you understand the charge in count 5, murder in the first degree? Do you understand the maximum penalty? Yes.
Koberger is charged with killing 4 University of Idaho students last November at an off-campus house in the town of Moscow. Monday's plea comes just days after Koberger was indicted by a grand jury. Latah County records show those proceedings are being kept under seal. A probable cause affidavit in January focused on Koberger's white Hyundai Elantra, seen in surveillance video near the crime scene. The same kind of car Koberger was driving when he was stopped by a Washington State University officer last October for running a red light.
I do apologize if I was asking you too many questions about the law.
Investigators seized that vehicle in December and combed it for evidence.
We know from the initial affidavits that there is cell phone data, there is DNA evidence, so that type of evidence is very difficult to defend against.
Prosecutors now have 60 days to announce if they will seek the death penalty. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
You're looking now over the city of Troy, where organizers just announced the theme for this year's Strawberry Festival. It's Berries Rock. All entertainment will be downtown on the square, the Prouty Plaza stage. In addition to bands, there will be other entertainment, traveling musicians, and of course, their Berry Fairy mascot. It all kicks off on Saturday, June 3rd. For more details, head to the website on your screen now.
Love the Strawberry Festival. Love the donuts they got down there. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I didn't get to try them last year, so maybe this year I'll.
This year is the year, Alex. Our time right now, 5:33. Don't forget to get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of the screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Memorial Day quickly approaching, and hello summer. Just ahead and stretching your dollar, Elise Coulter has some vacation tips for some family fun.
And rivalry renewed. Oh my gosh. The Reds, it's one of those days. The Reds and Cardinals meeting up for the first time this year. Just ahead, highlights from Great American Ballpark.
You got this, girl. You're watching Your Day.
Memorial Day less than a week away, and of course, it's the unofficial kickoff to summer. Summer vacation is kicking off for many kids this week or even next.
I know my son is starting vacation on Wednesday, and then Elise Coulter breaks down some easy ways to enjoy a debt-free vacation.
If you go on a trip this summer without making a budget, your money will disappear faster than a sandcastle at high tide. So there's a few things you can do if you're planning a family summer vacation. You can start with saving a little each week. Maybe it's just $1 a week or even up to $5 a week. It'll quickly add up and you won't miss it. Book your vacation at an all-inclusive resort. You can find a great place for a great price, and the best part, you don't have to overspend once you get there because everything is included. Bundle your travel. You can save several $100s by booking your hotel and flight together instead of buying them separately. Make wise hotel and flight choices as well. You can find a hotel with the airport shuttle to get you there and back, oftentimes for free. And some hotels offer free breakfast and even have a kitchen in the room, which means virtually zero meals out. Another way to save on meals, eat out early. Yeah, I'm talking earlier than you would at home. Take advantage of those early bird deals and beat the crowds. You might even get a nice little treat, the beach to yourself at sunset. And bonus tip, plan ahead. I know that sounds like common sense, but it's true. The earlier you start planning, the easier it is to save up for your vacation so you can pay for it all, possibly in cash. Guys, back to you.
We want to know how you're stretching your dollar. Grab your phone and scan the QR code.
And chime in a picture or video and share your money-saving tips. You may see them featured right here on Your Day.
The Cincinnati Reds trying to stop a skid swept over the weekend by the New York Yankees since he had lost 4 straight as they welcomed the St. Louis Cardinals to the Queen City. It was a beautiful night for baseball at Great American Ballpark, and the Reds got off to a great start with rookie Matt McLain doubling down the line, and it was Cincinnati picking up the first run of the game. The Reds would grab 2 in the first, but it was a back-and-forth affair in the Central Division. Rivals would need extra innings Monday. In the bottom of the 10th, Nick Senzel plays hero as his sacrifice fly brings home Spencer Steer, and the Reds beat the Cardinals 6-5. Both teams are back at it today with first pitch at 6:30.
Good morning across the country. Kind of an even temperature spread. Look at Minneapolis, 61 as of right now, 60 even in Rapid City. We do have 65 in Nashville with low 60s. Probably the only spot that is warm is Phoenix, and that extends all the way in towards Death Valley. Death Valley actually probably quite warm as of right now. I don't think we're going to be that warm, but we are going to get into the 80s yet again. So if you're going out for, let's say, lunch, going to the Square is where, or just one of the restaurants that participate downtown, 11 a.m. should be somewhere in the mid-70s. By 1 p.m. around 80. And note that sunshine across the area. It's not necessarily going to be 100% sun all the time, but there is likely to be more sun than clouds, much like yesterday where we did have those afternoon and evening clouds. That would be about it. Either way, it's going to be just a great day to get outside and frankly enjoy the great weather.
Our time right now is 5:40. An Ohio man saved by his server. In minutes, Cameron Justice shares the amazing story and explains why the two are now forever connected.
You're watching Your Day. A day of golf with a group of friends took a turn for the worse in Ohio until a bartender with some life-saving skills stepped in. Cameron Justice reports.
Friday golf outings are a tradition for Sean Cavanaugh.
We've been doing it for 25 years for the Stress-Free Friday League.
And last Friday's outing on the Turkey Foot Lake golf links started on a high note.
It's a beautiful day. Couldn't have played any better, actually. Had a lot of fun.
After the round, Cavanaugh and his group did what they normally do. Went across the street to Upper Deck Bar and Grill for a bite to eat. But things quickly took a turn.
I started feeling dizzy, you know, and all of a sudden I was thinking to myself, whoa, I'm like really feeling lightheaded. And next thing, I thought I was going to lay my head down on my arms, and the next was, you know, not a good thing.
I got a phone call from the manager, and I said, "What's going on? What happened?" And he goes, "You're not going to believe this." He said some guy like fell over at the table and had no pulse.
I have a gentleman sitting at one of the tables here. He's passed out. His friends are with him. He's not waking up.
His friends started yelling, you know, call 911, and that's when I jumped into action and went over to see what was wrong.
Taylor Lynn Kemmer, a bartender at Upper Deck, has lived through tragedy before.
7 years ago, my father passed out of a massive heart attack in front of my mother and I. When that happened 7 years ago, that was kind of my calling, that I know that I want to go into a medical profession and help people.
Now, Kemmer always stays up to date on her CPR certification. So last Friday, early to her shift and in the right place at the right time, she rushed over to assist.
Couldn't find a pulse whatsoever. And then I tried for about a minute and a half to see if I could get a pulse out of him. And then when I determined that I couldn't get a pulse, that's when I yelled at his golfer buddies to get him on the ground to start CPR.
The moment, a flashback to the tragedy with her father.
He was blue in the face, and I was terrified that he was about to have a heart attack and kind of relive what I lived through 7 years ago.
But this time, the ending was different.
Next thing you know, he took a breath, his eyes started to flutter, and the color started coming back to his face.
Kavanaugh was taken to the hospital, treated, and discharged. A few days later, he returned to Upper Deck and met Kemmer. It was a moment he'll never forget.
When we were talking, she told me that, of all things, you won't believe this. And I go, what's that? And she said that I looked exactly like her dad.
After giving him a new lease on life, Kavanaugh said thank you to Kemmer, the only way he knew how.
He came back on Wednesday, and he actually gave me this pin. And it's just a cross with an angel, and he goes, we're bonded for life.
Just wanted to tell her thanks, you know, and let her know that, you know, I have a good feeling that the guy upstairs took good care of me, and he put her in my life. So I just bought her a little angel pen that said guidance on it, because I think she was guided to take care of me and be in the right spot at the right time.
The two now sharing a connection that will last a lifetime.
I will always, you know, thank my lucky stars for it.
You just find a way to shoot it, and being off balance, I'm off balance my whole life, so that's kind of normal for me.
Nikola Jokic joking with the media last night. The two-time NBA MVP has a lot to smile about because the Denver Nuggets, for the first time in franchise history, are going to the NBA Finals. The Nuggets swept the LA Lakers Monday night, winning Game 4, 113-111. Jokic was named Western Conference Finals MVP after passing Wilt Chamberlain with the most triple-doubles in postseason history with 8. Denver will play either the Miami Heat or Boston Celtics. Miami currently leads that series 3-0 with Game 4 tonight. And you're looking at NBA.com. The finals start next Thursday, June 1st, right here on ABC 22.
Good morning. And I'm not usually a basketball person, but I'll turn into watch the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. I'll watch the NBA Finals. There's something about that playoff atmosphere that just is amazing. Meanwhile, for a lot of us, you know, being outside has been relatively amazing for the last few days. This is the view right now as we do have some clouds now passing through the area. Do you think we'll continue to see some clouds passing through? I know this particular model wants to show an isolated shower. I think, frankly, it's going to be maybe just some darker clouds. I could see a scenario where someone gets maybe a drizzle or a sprinkle, but in terms of showers, that's very, very much going to be probably on the not possible end of the spectrum as compared to likely. Now, we will see some more chances of showers later on in the forecast, but frankly, the next system is going to be a relatively dry passage. Here it is, Wednesday into Thursday. We will have that cold front moving through. It'll be a dry passage, but it will knock temperatures down about 14, 15 degrees from top to bottom. So for today, low, mid 80s, depending on where you are. I'm saying 82, but it could be 83 to 80 degrees even. Again, it's going to vary spot to spot based on cloud cover and how cold we are this morning. Tomorrow may not be quite as cold during the morning hours, but based on that frontal boundary, based on some clouds, I'm going to call it about the same as today. Temperatures in the low 80s. From there, we should have 60s on Thursday. Again, that's that big temperature drop. It's not necessarily big in a sense of, 30, 40 degrees. It's big in the sense that, okay, that's going to be the most significant one that we'll see for some time. Beyond that, temperatures will be in the 70s with the chance of rain Sunday and Monday, but at this point, low-end chance. As for traffic this morning, no major issues on the interstates. Haven't seen any types or concerns even on the secondary roads either.
Good morning. If you're commuting from Dayton to the Cincinnati area, a reminder about a road closure up near the Westchester area, and that's Swordsville-Westchester Road, still closed until June 2nd between Hankins Road and just a little south of there near Kyle's Station. So the detour for that closure uses Kyle Station Road, Mods Hughes, and Hankins Road to get around that, and they do have that posted. I'm Jen Dalton with Triple Team Traffic. Have a good day.
Good morning to you on this Tuesday. Dry roadways, clear conditions, another morning on tap, very similar to what you saw Monday. Things looking good if you're working your way in towards Columbus. 70 eastbound lanes moving on in towards 270 and downtown Columbus with ease this morning. Things really in good shape. No alerts on the board and traffic up to speed. So if you're going to be working your way our direction and you have to make your way on over to the airport, those 670 lanes, fantastic shape. Only a couple folks that are out and about this morning. Very light traffic starting things out on your Tuesday. I'm Katie McKee with your Triple Team Traffic.
5:49 is our time right now. Caught on camera, move, get out the way. Just ahead, shocking video on I-75.
You're watching Your Day.
In this morning's GMA First Look, billion-dollar engagement. One of the richest men in the world, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, now set to say I do with former TV host Lauren Sanchez. A source confirming to ABC News the pair is now engaged.
If you're a very wealthy person and you are going to a second marriage, the most typical thing is to sign a prenuptial agreement.
Bezos is the third richest person in the world, worth a whopping $138 billion.
There are lawyers who are very skilled at this, who do this kind of work all the time. A lot of the billionaires on our list have been married more than once.
So where will Bezos and Sanchez rank on the list of the world's richest couples? And what legal and financial planning will the next few months bring? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
My skin was so uncomfortable.
The itching was so bad.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Good morning and welcome to the Watson's Weather Patio, where we're taking a little bit of a wider view of the patio this morning, where you've got a couple of planters of pink outside as we've gotten past Mother's Day, now looking towards Memorial Day. This is the unofficial start to summer, and you could argue that we've already seen the first signs of it. I would say that summer to me is when you start to get the humidity. We really haven't had that as of yet, but we certainly have had some warmer temperatures, and right for now, these temperatures are, generally speaking, 50s and 60s, and part of the reason that we're seeing some of the warmer temperatures is cloud cover. Of course, clouds keep temperatures up at night, keeps it suppressed during the daytime, so you don't get that bigger diurnal cycle between day and night. The difference is the clouds will depart as we get into the morning hours, and then from there, we should be dealing with a sunny day overall. Right for now, though, on the Watson's Weather Patio, not too shabby. Maybe a little bit cloudy here or there, but overall, it feels fantastic to be outside.
Going big in Texas over the weekend, thousands gathered in Kyle, Texas to try to set a new Kyle record.
It's funny, somebody yelled out Kyle, trying to get somebody's attention, and all these people turned around. It was pretty funny.
The purpose of the fair was to make the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest same-name gathering. Kyles came from all over. This is so insane. The Lone Star State came to celebrate at Lake Kyle Park. Now, they needed more than 2,000 to break the record. Only 1,490 showed up. Darn it. They missed their goal by 835 Kyles.
Man, I should have texted our friend Kyle. Turtle Power, it's a celebration. Today is World Turtle Day. The nonprofit American Tortoise Rescue sponsors it each year to raise awareness about the animals. Organizations around the world put on fundraisers and educational events on this date each year. This year's theme is I Love Turtles. According to the researchers, about 60% of the world's turtles are threatened or extinct.
Caught on camera, this is from the Michigan State Police as we jump on the highway in Holly Township. Now, Sunday, police got word about a runaway cow that might head onto traffic along I-75 outside of Detroit. Now, check this out on the right side of your screen right there. You see the cowboys coming out, chasing that cow. Oh, yeah, luckily, oh, man, that gets scary real quick. Luckily, a state trooper gives them space by blocking off the road. The cow crossing onto the highway, but the wrangler's able to catch up, as you see right there. Unfortunately, the cow is now back home safely.
Baby, good. Probably so scared.
Yeah, good thing they had the help of the cowboys there. I've actually, when I worked in Oklahoma for a bit, I got to see them chase cows across the highways down there, and the police running after them is always fun. But I mean, it's hard. They're fast.
Yeah, luckily that cowboy was close by.
I've always wondered why police don't have, like, especially in areas that have cows, just one trained dog, like an Aussie or a cattle dog, that's like, your time to shine, go hustle them up, because that's what they were bred for, is like herding cattle.
They probably don't want to put the dogs in danger with the roadways and stuff like that. So
yeah, I know, but my Dumbo would absolutely have a field day chasing.
Well, you got a future for Valkyrie.
Maybe you need to go move to a farm.
Maybe we need to pop a cowboy hat on you, call you Cowboy Nick. Nobody wants to see that. We got a lot more coming up on your day at 6 a.m.
Splish Splash, Memorial Day weekend fast approaching and the pool opening soon. Just ahead, Angela Brown looks at a lifeguard shortage and what communities are doing to keep pools open.
You're watching Your Day. Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. Uber is launching teen accounts in 14 cities, including Dayton, Cincinnati, and Columbus. The ride-sharing company says they will have additional safety features for younger riders. I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know how I feel about it either. It makes me a little leery. I just, how about you just pull up mom with the old minivan and give the kids a ride?
Yeah.
Kings Island teasing the new Soul Spin ride at the parks. Now, that's going to be won't be long, before Adventureport is open to park goers. These type of rides always make me sick.
Really?
Oh yeah, the spinny ones, no, I can't do it, but it'll be fun for kids.
Oh, you're so old.
I am. I get on those, I'm like, oh, here comes the LaRosa's
I've heard
back
that
up.
nausea comes with age, so.
Oh yeah, ooh, rough.
And nachos are now at Skyline. The chips are topped with queso blanco, chili, and shredded cheese. They're only available for a limited time. I might have to stop on the way home and get these.
Yeah, just don't eat them before you hop on the ride. That would end poorly.
Yeah, no thank you.
You're taking a live look at the Gem City this morning. Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor John Husted will be visiting the Dayton Correctional Institute.
Yeah, they'll be there at 10. The two are focusing on their plan to support inmates re-entering the community. It's part of the executive version of the Ohio operating budget. More money would go to the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. Funding would help teach inmates skills to enter the workforce after their sentences. That includes a new initiative to help former inmates build infrastructure to expand broadband and 5G across Ohio.
The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office reminding you tonight is their second annual Dine-In with a Deputy event. The goal is to strengthen the bond between law enforcement and the community. You can grab a slice of pizza tonight at the Whole Foods on Miamisburg Centerville Road at 5. And while you're there, you can meet deputies, ask questions, and talk about community issues important to you.
We are looking at a morning of at least a little bit of warmer temperatures. Not crazy warmer, but certainly warmer nonetheless. 59 right now in Dayton. That is the warm spot, with 58 in Wilmington posting second place. Urbana, Xenia area, we've got a shot at some upper 40s, so kind of interesting that we have one temperature that is significantly warmer and a couple that are at least a pretty decent 10-degree cooler when you consider the geography of the area. It's not a big difference for us to see that big of a temperature swing, and there's no frontal boundaries or things like that that would explain it, other than just, again, local anomalies. Temperatures will go from the 50s to the 70s by 11 a.m. Should be a fantastic day, and if you want to celebrate, head to Your Day's Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter. Of course, we are always online, and we look forward to your messages, except the complaints, which, we take dutifully as well. As for this morning, right now we're quiet on the morning commute. Haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns. 70, 75, 675, 35, and 4, all in good order.
Right now, fire officials in West Milton are working to learn what caused a barn fire last night. Crews responded just after 10. It destroyed a barn and RV along South Range Line Road. Officials say a truck was also inside the barn. No one was injured.
US 36 is now back open after a deadly crash shut down part of the road for several hours. It happened around 2 yesterday afternoon in Miami County. Police say a car crossed the median and hit a semi head-on. The driver of the car died. Responders treated the truck driver at the scene and released him.
The Ohio State Highway Patrol posting this video on Facebook. Take a look. This is video of a chase where they helped Dayton police track down a suspect. Here's a closer look. The OSHP aviation unit gave a bird's eye view of the chase halfway through here. Watch as the suspect gets out of the car and tries to run from police. Officers chased him down and arrested him. There's no word on charges yet.
The NAACP is now issuing a travel advisory to the state of Florida. It's in response to DeSantis administration's policies.
The organization says the Florida governor is trying to erase Black history. Gwyneth Falloon spoke with our local and state chapter leaders about the decision.
The NAACP has been outspoken on several states' policies, and today our local Dayton chapter is encouraging Daytonians and Ohioans to abide by the travel advisory. The organization has cited a new concealed weapon law that allows gun owners to carry a firearm outside their home without training, as well as condemned a ban on AP African American Studies courses in public schools. Dayton President Darke Forward tells me he is following the board of directors' decision, saying money speaks.
Nothing hurts communities worse. It can be a good thing or a bad thing than hitting them in the wallet.
Now, when asked about the travel advisory, Governor Ron DeSantis called it a stunt. Reporting, I'm Gwyneth Falloon.
The Dayton NAACP also hosted a town hall last night about the impact of black fraternities and sororities. They say the organizations help mentor youth and promote physical and mental health across the Dayton area. The Dayton unit says the organizations are important community resources.
Today, NAMI Montgomery County is celebrating their 35th anniversary with a special luncheon at the Sinclair Conference Center. It starts at 11:30. The National Alliance on Mental Illness works to end the stigma around mental health. Organizers say May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, is a great opportunity to bring people together to recognize their special anniversary.
Our time right now, 6:06. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of the screen all morning long, even during commercials.
A major meeting at the White House, the president and the House Speaker discussing the debt ceiling. Just ahead, reaction from their talk in D.C.
You're watching Your Day.
We still have some disagreements, but I think we may be able to get where we have to go. We both know we have a significant responsibility.
But I think we both agree that we need to change the trajectory, that our debt is too large, and I think at the end of the day we could find common ground.
A live look this morning from the White House. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy meeting yesterday in the Oval Office to discuss raising the debt ceiling. Biden said they agree a bipartisan agreement is needed since they have to seal a deal to both sides of the political aisle. Speaker McCarthy praised the president for what he said was, quote, a very productive conversation. Also Monday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen reinforcing her warning to Congress that it only has a little time left to address the debt ceiling before the nation defaults on its obligations.
Good morning. We are waking up to right now a pretty quiet start overall. It is a morning where the sunshine is trying to poke through some clouds. I do think it'll be successful later on today. Perhaps a little bit of that haze still lingering around. You'll notice that milky white sky from time to time. I don't think that's actually weather related. Well, it is in a sense that, excuse me, that the winds brought it here, but I think it's more or less due to the smoke out to the west. For us today, if you're going out to lunch, temperatures mid-70s at 11 a.m. By 1 p.m., excuse me, we'll be upper 70s and then low 80s at 3 p.m. On the roads this morning, things are fairly quiet. Excuse me, on 70, 75, 675, 35, and 4. So things are looking good. Boy, why? Okay, thank gosh. My voice gave out there for a second.
We heard.
I'm all right, I swear.
6:11 is the
You're
time.
right.
Still to come.
Here we go again. Another summer is approaching and another round of lifeguard shortages. I'm Angela Brown in Washington, D.C. What city leaders are doing to keep pools open.
You're watching Your Day. Same problem, different year. The lifeguard shortage that closed pools last summer is back this year.
The National Desk's Angela Brown explains what's being done to fill positions.
Wyatt's program is demanding.
Not quite Baywatch, but a flashy, splashy video that Wyatt Wernick from the American Lifeguard Association uses to showcase the thrill and critical need for lifeguards.
We like to say swim in front of a lifeguard. Your chances of drowning in front of a lifeguard are 1 in 18 million.
The lifeguard shortage closing pools last year, back this year, our team of 4,000 journalists from coast to coast are diving into the numbers. Take the city of Tulsa. 40 lifeguards needed to keep every pool open. This year, close to 30 on hand.
We could probably make it work, but there's those odd days that we'd have to close the pool here and there.
Once again, government leaders trying to make a splash by offering bonuses, pay increases. Rhode Island offering lifeguards a one-time sign-on and retention bonus of $500. Hourly pay increases between 10 and almost 15%.
Every year it's a scramble for us to try to get enough people to fill these positions.
Last year, about a third of the more than 300,000 public pools nationwide were impacted by the lifeguard shortage. It's easier to close a city pool or park, but open water, harder to guard.
So what we ask people to do is go online and find out that favorite location that you visit every year, if the lifeguards are going to be there. And if they're not, you need to find a location that they will be.
The CDC says every year in the United States, there are an estimated 4,000 fatal unintentional drownings. That's an average of 11 drowning deaths per day. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
We are starting things out in Guam, of all places, where there is a major system out there. This is Typhoon Mawar. This is expected to hit Guam here over the next day or so. Kind of interesting because Guam does get hit by tropical cyclones, whether that's very weak ones or whether that's very strong ones. Kind of depends on the year and the decade, but in their history they have had devastating ones, and that one right now is the equivalent of a Category 4 hurricane as it nears Guam. Meanwhile, for us, we are obviously, I think the exact opposite. This would be almost the eye wall because of how calm it is. Obviously, we don't have, 150-mile-an-hour winds surrounding us, but we are going to be looking at a day of some sunshine, a few passing clouds here or there. This model, which is always trying to throw just an isolated shower, really is even backed off that idea. For tomorrow, the flow comes out of the north during the second half of the day, so it is going to be a cooler flow, but it won't get here until Thursday morning. So effectively, Wednesday should be, in theory, just about as warm as today. Obviously, it may depend on the timing of that first push of cold air. Also, maybe just dependent on cloud cover over any given location. That's ditto for today, where temperatures low to mid 80s tonight, around 60, so perhaps a few degrees warmer than it is this morning. Tomorrow, though, right about there. Will be significantly cooler Thursday. I want to turn your attention, though, beyond Friday and Saturday to Sunday and Monday. Right for now, it is worth pointing out that there's at least some chance, what I would call is non-zero chance of rain either Sunday or Monday for the holiday. I'm not quite sure exactly where this next system ends up or even its strength. And because of that, at this point, it's in a realm of possibilities that there's some showers. But at this point, that's about all I could say this far out. All right, as for traffic this morning, what I can tell you is it's been a fairly quiet morning commute thus far. Haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns, just your usual construction zones up and down 75. Let's head over to Columbus and Cincinnati.
Good morning. If you're commuting from Dayton to the Cincinnati area, a reminder about a road closure up near the Westchester area, and that's Swordsville-Westchester Road, still closed until June 2nd between Hankins Road and just a little south of there near Kyle's Station. So the detour for that closure uses Kyle Station Road, Mods Hughes, and Hankins Road to get around that, and they do have that posted. I'm Jen Dalton with Triple Team Traffic. Have a good day.
Good morning to you on this Tuesday. Dry roadways, clear conditions, another morning on tap, very similar to what you saw Monday. Things looking good if you're working your way in towards Columbus. 70 eastbound lanes moving on in towards 270 and downtown Columbus with ease this morning. Things really in good shape. No alerts on the board and traffic up to speed. So if you're going to be working your way our direction and you have to make your way on over to the airport, those 670 lanes, fantastic shape. Only a couple folks that are out and about this morning. Very light traffic starting things out on your Tuesday. I'm Katie McKee with your Triple Team Traffic.
Our time right now is 6:19, trying to break a record with one name just ahead. The wild turnout in Texas for Kyles across the country.
You're watching Your Day.
Time to do some pet of the day. You know, it's worth pointing out that we're going to see similar conditions over the next few days. So the gorgeous weather for the pets continues. If you have a furry friend that may like the pool, yeah, today definitely a pool day. I know I just actually had to spend money to get my dog a new pool because she decided to rip the old one. And this temperature, yeah, it calls for pool weather, not just for maybe the dogs, but for the humans. If you're lucky enough to have a pool, Alex, it's going to be gorgeous weather for that. Temperatures will start out this morning in the 60s and 50s. We'll get into the 70s by 10 a.m. By noontime, mid to upper 70s, and 2 to 6 p.m. Again, these temperatures continue to rise across the area. So it is going to be a warm day. The one thing we don't really have is a lot of humidity. So if you're stepping out the pool, what you'll notice is you'll get that little bit of coolness on your skin quicker. That's because of the lack of humidity. It really does cool down the body so much more than when it's humid. As for traffic this morning, you know, also will cool you off. Driving with the windows down or the air conditioning, and either or is an idea for this morning. I haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns thus far.
Going big in Texas over the weekend, thousands gathered in Kyle, Texas to try to set a Kyle record.
It's funny, somebody yelled out Kyle, trying to get somebody's attention, and all these people turned around. It was pretty funny.
The purpose of the fair was to make the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest same-name gathering. Kyles from all over the Lone Star State came to celebrate at Lake Kyle Park. They needed more than 2,000 to break the record. Only 1,490 showed up as they missed their goal by 836 Kyles.
Ah, dang.
That's
a lot.
We can almost get an Alex record in our newsroom. We've got
not anymore.
We got 3 total still because, well, there's Alex in our promotions department. There's Alex the producer, and then there's Alex the anchor. Nick?
Which one's the Alex the Great?
Alex the Great. Is that a thing?
I don't know. Like, I thought
I don't
producer
know.
Alex was Alex the Great. Can I point out, could you imagine being in a spot and being like, all right, we're going for a Guinness record. All right, we're only 2/3 of the way there, so enjoy your time anyway.
I mean,
it was still fun, probably.
Being with all your Kyle kindred spirits. Do you guys remember what it was like when you were in school and you found out somebody else had the same name as you, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
There was one class, I had 3 Nicks, and the teacher just literally went, you're Nick 1, you're Nick 2, and you're Nick 3.
Which one were you?
I was 2, because my last name was the second one.
Ah, Nick 2. Do you remember yours?
So I don't think I really knew many female Alexes in school, but I mean, I'm trying to think. There were a couple of guys at my high school, I think.
Yeah, when we were in college, there were 2 Nates, and the one guy was like 6'2", so they just called him Big Nate. They just called me Nate. That's all. I didn't even get called Little Nate. So
I actually grew up across the street from an Alex, and they would call him Big Alex and me Little Alex.
Well, we're going to call producer Alex Big Alex then. We'll call you Little Alex. Our time right now is 6:25. Still to come this morning.
A strawberry celebration in Troy, taking a live look at the circle this morning. Just ahead, the theme for this year's Strawberry Festival.
But first, here's Stacey Bell with America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
When it's hot out and you're headed out to work and you're going to leave the car out all day in the hot sun, you want to keep it cool on the inside because you don't want to get in the car and you or your children or your pets burn themselves. We've got just the thing. It fits into the glove compartment. It's called the Brella Shade. So you open it up and you raise it, and it's going to keep the sun out and keep your car cool all day. The inside of your car can get up to 43 degrees hotter than it is outside. Brella Shade cuts that by 35 degrees. And then you know how when your car has that new car smell, if it gets really hot, it's releasing those toxins in the air, and that's not good for you. And I'm a Southern girl, and it's like hot 10 months out of the year, and I hate sitting in the car, and I burn myself. This is super easy. It fits in your glove compartment. Some of the other ones, you have to figure out where you're going to store them. That's not an issue with the Brella Shade. You just pop it into your glove compartment. And it's going to save and preserve the life of your car, no cracking on your leather. It's just going to make your car cooler and more comfortable. We all want that after a long day or even a short day. Right now, we're offering a great deal. It's an awesome deal. It's 25% off. Head over to asadeals.com.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here are 3 stories to get your day started. Niall Horan from One Direction is
Not a
going
One Direction
on tour
fan.
in 2024 now, including a stop in Cincinnati on June 25th.
Dude, those Tiger Beat
Niall
fans are going to go
Horan.
wild.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You not a 1D fan, or are you just only Harry Styles?
No, I don't even really like Harry Styles, to be honest.
Well, you know where Alex won't be on that weekend tour.
They're fine.
They're okay. I don't know. And a scary moment for a man in Florida. Check this out. He went to use the bathroom and found an iguana inside. Look, imagine going in there, seeing that tail just hanging out. Be like, what did the last guy have for breakfast?
I would just shut it and walk away.
Yeah, I'd be good.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Two weather phenomena at once: the refraction of sunlight through water droplets that forms this rainbow, and this lightning bolt equalizing the positive and negative charges between these clouds and below. And this security camera provides a fox's eye view of this mama and her kits outside their den, and the curious coyotes who want to check things out.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
I don't know what it is about foxes, but they always tend to be among one of my favorite animals to see in a while. Probably I just never saw them for a while, but either way, I do love a fox sighting. As for this morning, no fox sightings here on Watson's weather patio, but it is a morning where the sun is out. There's a few clouds out and about, and probably more importantly for a lot of us, these temperatures have climbed, I would say, pretty nicely, 50s, 60s this morning. It's not particularly that cold across the area. Right now it's actually more 50s than 60s. We did have 60 earlier in Dayton, but Xenia at 50s. Right now the cold spot. I haven't quite seen any upper 40s, but we've got maybe another half hour before we start to really warm things up. So there's a chance. Either way, it's a morning where we're starting out pretty crisp outside. We'll see temperatures around 80. The sun's out right now. It's gorgeous to be outside if you're going to do a morning run or walk the dog. Later on today, a little bit on the warm side, but still pretty mild for this time of year, considering that sometimes you can get these temperatures up around 90 with the humidity. That's not this week, though.
Memorial Day less than a week away, and of course it's the unofficial kickoff to summer, which means summer vacation kicking off for many kids this week or even next.
Elise Coulter breaks down some easy ways to enjoy a debt-free vacation.
If you go on a trip this summer without making a budget, your money will disappear faster than a sandcastle at high tide. So there's a few things you can do if you're planning a family summer vacation. You can start with saving a little each week. Maybe it's just $1 a week or even up to $5 a week. It'll quickly add up and you won't miss it. Book your vacation at an all-inclusive resort. You can find a great place for a great price, and the best part, you don't have to overspend once you get there because everything is included. Bundle your travel. You can save several $100s by booking your hotel and flight together instead of buying them separately. Make wise hotel and flight choices as well. You can find a hotel with the airport shuttle to get you there and back, oftentimes for free. And some hotels offer free breakfast and even have a kitchen in the room, which means virtually zero meals out. Another way to save on meals, eat out early. Yeah, I'm talking earlier than you would at home. Take advantage of those early bird deals and beat the crowds. You might even get a nice little treat. The beach to yourself at sunset. And bonus tip, plan ahead. I know that sounds like common sense, but it's true. The earlier you start planning, the easier it is to save up for your vacation so you can pay for it all, possibly in cash. Guys, back to you.
We want to know how you're stretching your dollar. Grab your phone and scan the QR code.
And chime in a picture or video and share your money-saving tips. You may see them featured right here on Your Day.
6:43 is our time right now. Rivalry renewed. The Reds and Cardinals meeting up for the first time this year. Just ahead, highlights from Great American Ballpark.
You're watching Your Day.
The Cincinnati Reds, trying to snap a skid, swept over the weekend by the New York Yankees. Cincy had lost 4 straight as they welcomed the St. Louis Cardinals to the Queen City. It was a beautiful night for baseball at Great American Ballpark, and the Reds got off to a great start with rookie Matt McLain doubling down the line, and it was Cincinnati picking up the first run of the game. The Reds would grab 2 in the first, but it was a back-and-forth affair, and the Central Division rivals would need extra innings Monday. In the bottom of the 10th, Nick Senzel plays hero as his sacrifice fly brings home Spencer Steer, and the Reds beat the Cardinals 6-5. Both teams are back at it today with first pitch at 6:40.
You just find a way to shoot it, and being off balance, I'm off balance my whole life, so that's kind of normal for me.
Nikola Jokic joking with the media last night. The two-time NBA MVP has a lot to smile about because the Denver Nuggets, for the first time in franchise history, are going to the NBA Finals. The Nuggets swept the LA Lakers Monday night, winning the Game 4, 113-111. Jokic was named Western Conference Finals MVP after passing Wilt Chamberlain with the most triple-doubles in postseason history with 8. Denver will play either the Miami Heat or Boston Celtics. Miami currently leads that series 3-0 with Game 4 tonight. You're looking at NBA.com. The finals start next Thursday, June 1st, right here on ABC 22.
You know, anytime I watch the NBA, I go to the local gym, I take a couple of jumpers, and I realize basketball is not my calling, and weather is. And this morning we're taking a look at the sunrise as it fights through the clouds and maybe just a little bit of a smoke outside. It's one of the reasons that we have had that little bit of a white haze. It's also maybe just why we've had some extra colorful sunrises and sunsets. Across country, not a lot of heavy-duty weather in terms of temperature. We're not seeing gigantic temperature swings. Obviously, you have the upper elevations as well as some of the valleys, and then you look towards the northeast. There are some cooler temperatures. Let's focus in, though, on the Great Lakes itself, where, again, 50s, 60s from Muncie to Chicago, Terre Haute, down towards Cincy, Cleveland at 53, Cambridge at 49. So there can be a cooler spot here or there. But in general, we're all just about the same, and we should all get into, let's say, upper 70s, low 80s, depending on where you are. I think our area, the Miami Valley, probably low to mid 80s if we're being fair. Tonight we'll get down into the low 60s and upper 50s. Tomorrow should be able to get low 80s yet again. It's going to be, frankly, a very nice 2-day period, but then we get a little bit cooler on Thursday. Now, I know there's some of us that don't like when it gets into the upper 60s. Me personally, I love it. I think that's crisp. I think that's springtime. But if you're looking for summer, well, we'll have that as we get towards the Memorial Day holiday itself. We're pointing out that also could see a couple of stray showers Sunday or Monday, depending on the timing and location of the next system. On the road this morning, you know, it's been a fairly quiet morning commute thus far, so haven't had any tie-ups or concerns. So that's certainly some good news. And, you know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news at this point for Memorial Day.
Don't say it then.
All right, well, your time now is...
All right, get to it. Let's hear it.
No, it's one of those that I could see a scenario where there are a couple of showers either Sunday or Monday, but nothing screams 100% imminent. It's just the type of system where if it goes the right direction, yeah, and maybe, just maybe, even if we do see showers, which probably by that point we'll need, it could be an overnight event, and then we won't have to worry about it.
That'd be easy.
Yeah, that'd make it easy, yeah.
I mean, there should be pockets to get out the barbecue, right?
Yeah, I mean, this weather in general has been so nice. We went on a nice walk last night with our dog, and just so nice.
And
I needed this weather.
I was hanging in the backyard with my dog, I assume, out with the kids on a trampoline.
Yep, that's all they want to do is get on the trampoline, and guess what?
You did it.
They won't do it without me. They're like, Dad, you have to get up here, Dad, and then I have to pretend to be a zombie and chase them around.
Now, can I ask you a question? Have you been tempted as a father to jump on one side of the trampoline as hard as you can in an effort to launch one of your kids across the neighbor's yard?
Bro, that's the first thing I did. Are you kidding me? Duh.
Okay.
Our time right now is 6:52. Still to come, an Ohio man saved by his server. At 7, Cameron Justice shares their amazing story and explains why the two are now forever connected. You're taking a live look at the Gem City this morning. Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor John Husted visiting the Correctional Institute.
And they are at 10. The two are focusing on their plan to support inmates re-entering the community. It's part of the executive version of the Ohio operating budget. More money would go to the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. Funding would help teach inmates skills to enter the workforce after their sentences. That includes a new initiative to help former inmates build infrastructure to expand broadband and 5G across Ohio.
US 36 is now back open after a deadly crash shut down part of the road for several hours. It happened around 2 yesterday afternoon in Miami County. Police say a car crossed the median and hit a semi head-on. The driver of the car died. Responders treated the truck driver at the scene and released him.
Right now, fire officials in West Milton are working to learn what caused a barn fire last night. Crews responded just after 10. It destroyed a barn and RV along South Range Line Road. Officials say a truck was also inside the barn. No one was injured.
The NAACP now issuing a travel advisory to the state of Florida. It's in response to the DeSantis administration's policies.
The organization says the Florida governor is trying to erase Black history. Gwyneth Falloon spoke with our local and state chapter leaders about the decision.
The NAACP has been outspoken on several states' policies, and today our local Dayton chapter is encouraging Daytonians and Ohioans to abide by the travel advisory. The organization has cited a new concealed weapon law that allows gun owners to carry a firearm outside their home without training, as well as condemned a ban on AP African American Studies courses in public schools. Dayton President Darke Forward tells me he is following the board of directors' decision, saying money speaks.
Nothing hurts communities worse. It could be a good thing or a bad thing than hitting them in the wallet.
Now, when asked about the travel advisory, Governor Ron DeSantis called it a stunt. Reporting, I'm Gwyneth Falloon.
The Ohio State Highway Patrol posting this video on Facebook. Take a look. This is video of a car chase where they helped Dayton police track down a suspect. Here's a closer look. The OSHP aviation unit gave a bird's eye view of the chase. Halfway through here, watch as the suspect gets out of the car and tries to run from police officers, chased him down and arrested him. There's no word on charges yet.
We still have some disagreements, but I think we may be able to get where we have to go. We both know we have a significant responsibility.
But I think we both agree that we need to change the trajectory, that our debt is too large, and I think at the end of the day we could find common ground.
We want to give you a live look this morning from the White House. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy meeting yesterday in the Oval Office to discuss raising the debt ceiling. Biden said they agreed a bipartisan agreement is needed since they have to sell a deal to both sides of the political aisle. Speaker McCarthy praised the president for what he said was a very productive conversation. Also Monday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen reinforcing her warning to Congress that only has a little time left to address the debt ceiling before the nation defaults on its obligations.
Today, NAMI Montgomery County is celebrating their 35th anniversary with a special luncheon at the Sinclair Conference Center. It starts at 11:30. The National Alliance on Mental Illness works to end the stigma around mental health. Organizers say May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, is a great opportunity to bring people together to recognize their special anniversary.
The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office reminding you tonight's their second annual Dine-In with a Deputy event. Right here, posted on their Facebook page. The goal is to strengthen the bond between law enforcement and the community. Now you can grab a slice of pizza tonight at Whole Foods on Miamisburg Centerville Road at 5. While you're there, you can meet deputies, ask questions, and talk about community issues that are important to you.
You're looking now over the city of Troy, where organizers just announced the theme for this year's Strawberry Festival. It's Berries Rock. All entertainment will be downtown on the square on the Proud